Reggae Redemption Radio family, and everyone. I am here, your night nurse from Sunday morning, Reggae Redemption Radio on Coastal Carolina's Modern Rock 98.7. And I have the privilege once again to be with the incredible Etana. Hello, Etana.
Hi, and thanks for having me again.
Oh my goodness, it's my pleasure every single time. You are beloved the world over. And I don't say that to be cliche. You really are. And you are worthy of the love because of what you
Thank
put
you.
lyrically into your music and because of the hard worker that you are. You look fabulous, but you're a hard worker. Nobody would know you work as hard as you do because you always show up and shine. It's a good
Thank
thing.
you.
It's a beautiful thing. I have a style of interviewing that I know I've watched enough of your interviews and I've engaged with you enough that I know that you can appreciate. So it's just organic, right? And I want to start out by saying congratulations about this newest effort. I want to hear you speak the words. The title of your newest album is
Nectar of the Gods.
that is where did that come from? Because it really is the nectar of the gods. Where did it come from?
It was a conversation that I was having with Andre, and I said, you know, music is so powerful. It has the power to heal, to
It,
uplift, to encourage, to set the mode, to do all kinds of things. It's so powerful. And I said that no matter what your background is, no matter what your religion is, no matter where you're from, music. And so music must be the nectar of the gods, the God in you and me, you know.
yes, I would expect nothing less.
And he agreed. He agreed.
And so since we're talking about Andre, this is Mr. Wonderful in your life and just your other half and your confidant and your partner in so much of what you've done. Yes?
Yes, that's correct.
One of the things that I notice about Nectar of the Gods, and you're gonna have to trust me on this, Itana. The more I listened to every track, I'm like, first of all, you span so many genres, so I know it's an intentional um, cultural experience, multicultural experience, right? The other thing
Right.
is there's so much love that you poured in it. If I didn't know better, I would swear you have newly fallen in love because it's so rooted in love. And so I went on a quest. I'm like, can marriage that's been this long be that good and that fresh? Yes,
Oh, I
girl.
knew you were going to say that.
You are in love, love. I love it. It's beautiful.
Yeah. I mean, you know, my husband often says that I go too deep. And it's just the way that I see the world, and I can't see it any other way.
Yeah.
And once you love someone like you
Yeah.
love your children, your
Yeah.
mother, your family, um, there's nothing that can change that love, you know, nothing at all. I mean, nothing. No wrong that they, or no perceived wrong that they do, nothing could ever change it because that love is deep and rooted, and it is love for real.
It
Nothing
is.
can change that.
And it's evident. And you're talking, we are kindred spirits in that way, at the very least, because I'm no singer, but I am someone who goes deep all the time. I wake up deep, I go to sleep deep. So I don't think there's any such thing as going
Yeah,
too
it's
deep.
just the way I see the world, it's just the way
Yeah.
we see it. And some people can see on that level and some people can't. They're just not
Yeah.
there yet. Doesn't mean
It's
that they
okay.
won't get there, but and then I still feel like I still have so much to go.
Yeah. Oh my
So
goodness.
I just wanted everything there.
And all of this before you get gray hair in your head. I who have it, I am just in awe. Before you get gray hair, you are this phenomenal. You are coming to our
Thank
town,
you.
Wilmington. Oh, it's true. I speak the truth. If you knew me better, you would know I don't shine up anything to try to make it something it's not. I speak from the heart every time. And this town is really always excited when we bring you. And you are coming to Wilmington September 20th. That's right around the corner to Brooklyn Arts Center. And I know this town really well, and your fan base is humongous and just so committed to your
So
brand.
beautiful. Yeah,
Real, thank you. Thank you for saying that. And you're from Jamaica, so you have the most beautiful beaches. And we're the beach, but we're not Jamaica.
I'm
So coming
telling
from
you.
you, that's a huge that's a huge
Yeah, it's
compliment.
so beautiful.
I want to
And the people,
talk about us. Please talk about Wilmington. We love it. Do.
no, the people are so warm. They're so welcoming. They're so appreciative of goodness and good vibes and good energy.
Yeah.
Um, it's all around.
Oh,
And
thank you.
so I'm always happy to be there.
Well, I think one of your biggest fans is the promoter who's bringing this, who's Paul Allen, and Paul Romeo, and you know him, and he's always pulling you back in, and we're always grateful that he does it. So big up yourself, Paul, for making this happen. And this is a kind of a co-promotion and a collaborative effort this time to make people aware of the queendom that you carry and that you bring with you. And we just want the masses to turn out, and I'm sure that they will. I want to talk about the album more though. The collaborations. That's got to feel good. That so many other incredible artists, because you in your own right are that they want to work with you, and I'm not surprised that they do. How
Yeah.
in but let's talk about Big Youth. For those of us who are rooted in the roots of reggae and who know our history, my goodness, how did that feel for you?
Being in the room with Big U, first of all, his voice is so incredible. It just has this godliness to it.
Yes.
This deep roar,
Yes.
And when I saw him in the booth and him open him mouth and say, "I pray thee," I'm like,
Oh,
"Don't do it to me, don't
right.
do it." And he
I
when he
can't.
came out of the booth, he kept laughing, and he must say, Rasta vice, Rasta stay, Rasta full of love, but Rasta lion,
Oh my
the way how
gosh.
he speak, it's just like so royal, so kingly, so
Yes.
lion like, so Rasta. I love it,
I'm
love
sure
it.
he's equally as impressed and happy to see the continuation or the attenuation of this music through someone younger like you. I
Yeah.
think that these collaborations are incredible. Let's talk about Vibration with the UK artist that you have.
Oh,
Come on. That tune alone. Can we talk about how that happened? I know that you all have had a collaborative friendship over time. I know that. And I know you spend time in the UK. But that tune is just it's amazing. It's one of my favorites.
you know, when after we were done with the song and I listened to the song, I said, "This sounds so real." Like we were already wrapped in the vibe before creating the song. Like it sounds so real. Um, but I think the energy, I guess the energy in the song found him as much as it was within me. And I think that is the only explanation that I can give because it sounds so real and the vibe is so loving and so warm. It's one of my favorite songs on the album.
Is it really?
Yes.
I, I will tell you also, Itana, that um, in terms of being a woman in reggae, you are top tier. And I'll tell you why for me. Because you are unapologetically a woman. I think you celebrate being a woman. I think you enjoy being a woman. I think also that you take every opportunity to uplift other women, which I don't know is always the case. You've been a girl all your life. I've been a girl all my life. We're women now. So we know
Yeah.
how we move through the world, right? And I
Yeah.
find it easy to do that. And I've not always been met with that myself. So I want to know how it is that you came by your ability to just see the value and the beauty in other women and still value it and not compare yourself to others.
Because though I know that we have our own journey
Yeah.
and our own lessons to learn, I also know that we experience some of the same things. you know. So I see myself in other women. I see
Yes.
my daughters in other women, my mother, my aunt, whether they be young or old,
Yes.
because the journey, though it's different, it's somewhat still a lot the same.
It
And
is.
so I don't compare myself to other women. I don't judge them or grudge them,
Yeah.
or envy them in any way. Like I just, especially, and women can be catty sometimes, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
And yes, they do come at you sometimes, but it depends on their level of vibration, right?
It does.
So,
Back to the
right.
vibration. Yes.
Yeah, it depends on their level. And so I deal with every situation accordingly, right?
Yes.
But more than anything, I don't allow things to, like, events, especially, to take over,
Yeah.
me and who I am. And I
Yeah.
don't carry hatred for people.
Yeah.
Um, because though they may feel angry this year, next year, they may be like, oh my God, I shouldn't have done that. Hey,
Yeah.
Etana.
Yeah.
So,
Right.
and then in that case, I just say, hey, and we move along.
You
Yeah,
know, you are so I've done so much research with on you over time. I did some refresher stuff because I'm always honored to have time with you. So just to kind of be ready for this. And one of the pieces that I love is that you're so I have a son and a daughter, but I know you have two daughters, correct?
I have a son too. I had a son
Yeah.
in my last term or last quarter of high school.
Oh yeah.
So he's grown right now.
Okay. Awesome. So you're
Yeah,
raising younger girls and you have a
right.
grown-up son, right?
15 years I waited
Oh,
after
wow.
him
So you have
to.
a gap. Okay, so
Yeah,
now I'm vindicated and you didn't even know it. My kids are 9 years apart, and I thought I
yeah.
was the queen of waiting so long, right? But
No,
it's
I
you.
waited.
It's you. It's not, but that's a good thing because that 9 years for my kids is great. They didn't grow up having any time to be angry because he was so little and she was so big. They became instant best friends,
Yeah,
and that's just how that has worked. I did not know about your son, so thank you for letting me know.
yeah.
But
I had a
the
son in
piece,
high school.
he's in high school. No, you
No,
had a
I
son.
had him while I was in high school. Yeah, that's why. I think that's part of the reason why I waited so long. Because
Yeah,
then you discover what it is, and then you're like, oh no, I can't do this one more time. I really have to wait. So that's what I did.
and that's resilience. That is because that's not easy. That is
No,
that is not easy at all. I
no,
In terms of the piece that I was going to bring up to you about mothering in general, and especially mothering daughters, is
yeah,
image and how we see ourselves. And I have always been an advocate for girls and women and have done deep research on it. And one of
yeah,
the things that I do know is that they see themselves in how we see ourselves. And so they really do need for us to see ourselves in a positive light. They really do
yeah,
need to hear us talk in a positive self talk kind of way. And
right.
I hear it in your lyrics, and a song that's not on your newest album, but How I Are, in terms of how you feel about the body modification piece. To me, that is powerful, and it's sending a message to women and girls about not just working with what you have, because that to me that sounds like settling. It's about you are
Loving
amazing
yourself.
as you are,
Yeah,
right? Can you talk about that a little?
exactly as you are. I mean, it's a lot of things with women, whether it's the hair, the makeup,
Yeah,
the clothes we wear. It's almost like sometimes we're just like never satisfied, We
right.
always want more. We
Yeah,
always want to be perfect.
yeah. Of
um,
course. Whatever that is.
so yeah, I mean, yeah, perfect in our eyes, but
Yeah.
um, in the end, though,
Yeah.
when everything comes off and you
Yes.
look in the mirror,
Yes.
you have to be satisfied with what you have, because inside we carry a lot of things.
Oh, yeah.
And depending on how much you carry, you know, it weighs on your entire being.
It
And
does.
part of our heaviest load as women, I believe, um, is our appearance and our hair,
Big time.
our body.
Big time.
Yeah, it's a lot.
It
And
is.
so if we could let go of all of that, especially when we're sitting alone, then I think even when we put on the makeup later, or we put on the hair,
Yeah.
or we put on the clothes, it's
Yeah.
it, then when you can really let go is when, to me, you're the most confident in every step that you make, regardless of what you're wearing. And that's why for me, I wear what I want,
Yes.
what I feel like,
Yes.
when I want to, and I make no apologies for anything, you know? So I even remember back then when I used to wear only skirts, and people used to say, "Oh, you can't wear nothing else but skirts. What are you
Yeah.
trying to say?" You know, or are you a feminist? And they would say a lot of things, you know, and they would say to me, "Oh, where's your mother? She can't comb your hair. You always wear your hair the same way."
My
You know,
goodness. Like it's
yeah.
their
Oh, I
business.
got it.
All that is their business, right? All that is
I
their business.
got it. But the more they said it, is the more I kept doing it. You know, because
Yeah.
I just think,
Yeah.
yeah,
I
because
love that.
I am me, and
Yeah.
I'm here on my own journey, learning my own lessons, living how I choose to live, and that's nobody else's business, you know.
It's not.
And
It's not.
so, yeah, I feel
That's
like once
wonderful.
you accept it and you let go, you're the most confident.
I believe that. And you don't always get that growing up. It does take a little age and a little time to get there. Nobody wakes up that conscious. I mean,
Yeah,
oh my goodness, the journey is something else, right? The
right.
the other thing that I wanted to talk about is I've interviewed countless artists over the 30 years that I've been a radio personality, right?
Yeah,
And one of the things that I know several of them, like when you all progress, you don't leave it behind, but it's like this is where I was and I've graduated. And that's one of the things that I want to mention to you. This album is like as full grown as I have. I mean, you've already full grown, but this is grown folks music. Do you know
yeah,
girl?
yeah.
Oh, this is grown folks music. I mean, this is, how we do. Like, we can have conversations as women, and not even say a word. I'm listening to the album, and I'm just like, every single tune, I'm rearing back in my chair. I'm like, and I heard you in an interview say, I'm always trying to do better than I did last time.
Yep,
I don't know
that is true.
how you're going to do it. I know you're gonna do it because that's what you do. But
Yeah,
how in the world will you do it? This is hit after hit after hit. It honestly is. It
thank
is.
you.
I don't know how you're gonna do it, but I'm sure you're gonna do it because again, you're Etana.
I'm gonna I'm gonna try. I'm gonna try. You know
Yeah.
what? Every time that I'm about to start an album, it takes me like, a little while to begin the
Yeah.
process, because I'm before I don't hesitate, but I think to myself, okay, I have to fully understand where I am in my mind and
Yeah.
spirit,
Yeah.
and I have to connect with the music, you know?
Yeah.
And then after processing all of that, then I say, okay, all right, this is where I am, and this is what I'm going to do, and I just forge ahead, and no matter how difficult it is for me to accept a mix or a
Yeah.
master, or the sound of a drum or a
Yeah.
keyboard or any kind of, I take my time. I take a few days and I listen to it over and over, and I take my time.
This is awesome. I clearly I could sit and talk to you all day long. You're coming to
Yes,
Wilmington.
yes, it's always so good. But anyway, go ahead.
It is. It is. Now we just have to be more intentional about it. We
Yeah,
are meeting you on the 20th of September to Brooklyn Arts
yeah.
Center. First of all, I don't know who it would be who's never been to an Etana concert, but for the people who've never been, we know what we're going to get. We're going to leave full up of just and high on life and high on the vibes and high on this voice that is so clearly from the heavens of yours. What else can people
Thank you.
expect from your concert?
Be ready for good energy. Be ready to rock, dance, sing. be ready
Right. Yeah.
to feel the waves. I call it the
Yes.
wave.
Yes.
Um, but be ready for the good vibes and the good memories that
Yes.
you'll take with
Every
you
time.
when all is said and done. Yeah.
Every time. Is there anything that I didn't ask you that you would like to include? Anything coming up? Anything that we don't know that you might want to push to your audience?
Well, so far you can find Nectar of the Gods on any platform
Yes,
that
you
you
can.
listen to music on. And also you can find me at etanamusic.com. That
Mm.
is my website. And
Yeah.
you can scroll down to find Twitter, TikTok, Facebook, all at the bottom of the screen. And I have 9 albums. So if you want to check out all 9 albums, you can before I get there in September
God.
20th.
Yes. They can do
And
that and
just get
more because
ready.
I'm
Just
ready.
get
I don't
ready.
know if they're ready. I'll see you
Ready.
on stage. I am so excited to see you, Etana, and thank you for your time today and for coming to Wilmington. And I need to say safe travels forward and back to where you will go after you leave here. Such a pleasure
Thank you
and
so
a
much.
humble
You too.
honor every time. Peace and love.